After hesitation and a lengthy discussion, Hoboken City Council unanimously passed a resolution authorizing the execution of an agreement between the City of Hoboken and PSE&G on the Energy Resilience Project. Over 60 Hoboken residents were in attendance to listen to PSE&G Transmission Projects Director Isabel Gonclaves-Rooney present an overview of the Madison substation. She first emphasized the importance of resiliency and natural disaster readiness.
So I don't think I need to remind anyone in this room of the devastation that Sandy caused the city of Hoboken, and certainly that it caused the infrastructure of PSE&G.
For the Madison Street substation project, it was originally supposed to be called the Madison Street and Marshall Street substation. PSE&G decided to combine stations for this project because the Marshall substation brings spatial concerns. The first part of the project is to raise and rebuild the 4 kV infrastructure. That will take place on the property owned by Hoboken. That will allow construction but without disrupting service to the customers and remediate the Marshall Street substation. The cost would be $68.8 million to be completed by 2018. Once that work is completed, they will be switching over customers to the new infrastructure. This will allow PSE&G to raise and replace the infrastructure systematically. The cost would be $106 million and be completed by 2020. PSE&G is committed to collaborating with the City of Hoboken with the design and has partnered with Hoboken-based Nastisil Architects. The combination of the two stations would allow the release of Marshall Street substation to the City of Hoboken. As for the next steps necessary, they would execute the property transfer agreement by April 2017. They would close the Hoboken-owned Madison property by June. They start preliminary civil work at the new at-risk site beginning in September prior to site plan approval, and an estimated $5 million of planned work will start then upon DCA permit approval. They would begin the 4 kV underground utility work prior to the site approval, receive site plan approval by September-October, begin construction of equipment installation in October. Commissioning new equipment will begin November 2018 and energizing new equipment by December of 2018. Rooney also brought up other capital investments, bringing PSE&G's grand total investments to Hoboken at $318.6 million. Hoboken Community Development Director Brandy Forbes further explained that the site plan is going to be part of a redevelopment plan because the Madison Street site, a piece that the city owns, is also a redevelopment area and still has to come before City Council.
It would be a big issue last time we discussed this, how they were appraised at the costs and kind of get into that.
City-owned property is $4,915,000.
Okay.
And the Marshall Street property is $3,670,000. PSE&G will pay that difference of those values to the city. That's part of this. It was part of both the LOI and the disagreement that's on before you tonight as well. One of the things that we negotiated at that time, that's a part of the LOI as well, is there's what we call like the loss of use of the land during the time that they're doing the construction.
So the $1.25 roughly $1 million, where is that? That's coming in as a one-time revenue shot?
That will, and that we established will go into the capital.
Over the next few years, when this gets built, when the ASF gets built, what the impact is, making sure that our redevelopers agreement is flexible enough that if we have to come back to PSE&G and force them to make a change for safety reasons, it won't be a surprise. It's contemplated up front. And they were more than amenable to make sure that this redevelopment agreement, when we get there, will have these kind of provisions.
So there was a fire on Monroe Street last Friday morning, and it was on the roof of the building, the residence, and the ladder was unable to go up because of all the power lines dangling. So the firefighters had to climb up adjacent residence to get to the rooftop as opposed to climb the ladder putting direct water on that fire. So if we could have the opportunity to bury power line wherever we can, I'm in favor of that. It's your site, you guys are in the power business. I'm shooting on and hopefully we'll invest in that on your site.
Yeah, so there's good news and bad news with that, Councilman.
I like good news though.
Okay, so the good news is that some of the work that we will be doing to get the circuits from Marshall Street to the new Madison site will be put underground because frankly, we have no choice. There's too much congestion overhead, so we're unable to do it overhead. But where we can do it overhead, That is what we do. We are an overhead regulated utility. So unfortunately, we don't purposely go out and bury our construction unless we have no other option or we're
You
required to. We don't,
You don't, you could.
but we don't.
Thank you.
Council President, I'd like to make a motion that we table this for this particular meeting with the ask to the administration to ask PSE&G whether they'd accept a deed with a covenant that utilities be buried.
According to Forbes, PSE&G would underground what they can, but as far as the substation, the service lines are above ground, and to replace it to go underground, every individual property would have to pay for their own service lines. The cost for the property owner would be higher. Hoboken First Ward Councilman Mike DeFusco's motion failed, with only Councilman at-large David Mello, Fourth Ward Councilman Ruben Ramos, and Third Ward Councilman Mike Russo supporting it. It was a 9-0 vote passing the resolution. Hudson County View, the eye of the community.